Now, there have been scuffles at the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in occupied East Jerusalem after Jewish visits resumed after Ramadan. Police were seen at the entrance to the mosque to disperse Palestinian protesters. The Al-Aqsa compound is one of the most volatile flashpoints in occupied East Jerusalem. In 1967, Jordan and Israel agreed that the Waqf, or Islamic Trust, would control the compound, with Israel responsible for external security. Temple Mount, as it's called by Jews, is revered by worshippers who pray at the western wall of the compound. It also contains two of Islam's holy sites, the Al-Qibla Mosque and the Dome of the Rock Shrine. Only Muslims are allowed to pray inside the compound. Jews can pray outside. The Waqf allows non-Muslims to visit the compound at certain times, 5 days per week, under its supervision. Ultra-right-wing Jewish groups were allowed in during the Passover holiday. Palestinians are concerned that the site's Muslim identity is increasingly being threatened by groups attempting to pray there illegally. Well, let's go live now to Stefanie Dekker. She's in occupied East Jerusalem for us, following the situation there this morning. It seems that the situation now is calm, Steph, but Jewish groups will be returning for another visit this afternoon.
Yes, this is standard, really. In about an hour from now, there'll be the visitation hours in the afternoon, which is about just 1 hour. As you mentioned there, the morning has 3 hours when non-Muslims can enter the site. It is incredibly windy here today, Laura, but you just had a very good explainer of the compound. It is really the main flashpoint. It is the place that has the capability of mobilizing tens of thousands of people to the street, really, that no other part of what happens here can. You're now looking at the Dome of the Rock, as you mentioned there, the golden shrine that is where Muslims believed the Prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven. It is also where Jews, and these are some of these that are entering these days, entering the compound, these religious ultra-nationalists, a fringe of them are calling for the building of the third temple at that site. Now, this is hugely provocative to Palestinians, and as you mentioned, over the years, the nature of these groups have been changing, and Samir is probably now panning to the Qibla Mosque. You also talked about that earlier in your graphic, and then behind the Qibla Mosque, you have what's called the Western Wall. This is where Jews are allowed to pray. This is on the outside of the compound. So what you've seen over the last, quite some time really, over the last couple of years, is a change in nature of who is accessing the compound, how they're behaving on it. You have documentations online, really, videos, YouTube videos where Jews are documented praying on the site. This is, of course, forbidden under the status quo and seen as hugely provocative. And I think so now you seem to have the spotlight on this issue that is something that's been going on for a very long time. Hamas has also taken it upon themselves to say that this is now a red line for them, that they're ready to engage with rockets. Again, having said all this, also a lot of negotiations behind the scenes, diplomatic efforts at Israel saying that they need to rein this in. Israel always maintains, every government since the status quo was agreed, that it has no intention of changing it. But the facts on the ground, according to Palestinians, because of all these things that we've been talking about, are what are causing these concerns. But yes, now after Ramadan, we're back to business as usual, if you will, which is during weekdays, 2 time slots allocated to non-Muslims, which includes these ultra-nationalists entering the compound, and that's going to continue. We're going to have to wait and see if we're going to see any more escalations.
OK, we will wait and see indeed. Steph, thanks very much.